Daf Yomi Tractate Sanhedrin, page 53b, top of the page. Isser Mitzvah. With the words Isser Mitzvah, the Mishnah explains Isser Mitzvah Shnios Midivrei Soifrim. Ve'amai karule Isser Mitzvah Shemitzvah Lishmoya Divrei Chachomim. The Mishnah explains a prohibition resulting from a mitzvah is referring to a secondary forbidden relatives. Secondary forbidden relatives. For example, one's son's daughter-in-law, who are forbidden by rabbinic law. The sages instituted this prohibition in order to distance people from incest. The Gemara explains, and why do the sages call it a prohibition resulting from a mitzvah? Because it is a mitzvah to listen to the words of the sages. Yisur kedusha almana lekohen gadol grusha v'chalutz lekohen hedit. V'mai kol yisur kedusha nechsiv kedoshim yiyu lelohim. The Mishnah continues, a prohibition stemming from sanctity is referring to the marriage of a widow to a high priest, or to the marriage of a divorcee or of a woman who has performed chalitza to an ordinary priest. The Gemara explains, and why do the sages call it a prohibition stemming from sanctity? As it is written with regard to the priests, they shall be sanctified to their God. Leviticus 21, verse 6. V'tanya la Yehuda machlif. And it is taught in a Braita with regard to this Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda switches the terms. He refers to the marriage of a divorcee or a chalutza to a priest as a prohibition resulting from a mitzvah, and to the marriage of secondary relatives as a prohibition stemming from sanctity. Chalufehu demachlif hachalitza baya v'yisol kadaita Rabbi Yehuda Rabbi Akiva sviraleh Mechdi chayav lavin lavikiva kechayav krisos dami kechayav krisos lav benecha chalitza v'yibumninu. The Gemara infers he switches the terms but does not dispute the halacha. But even Rabbi Yehuda agrees that if a person marries a chalutza and then dies, she requires chalitza. And if it enters your mind that Rabbi Yehuda holds in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, this poses a difficulty. After all, those liable for violating prohibitions, according to the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, are considered like those liable to receive karet. And those liable to receive karet are not capable of performing chalitza and levirate marriage, as the mitzvah of levirate marriage does not apply to such relationships. The Gemara resolves the difficulty. Rabbi Yehuda does hold in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Akiva, and as for his comment with regard to the definitions of a prohibition resulting from a mitzvah and a prohibition stemming from sanctity, he merely stated his opinion in accordance with the statement of the first Tana, but he himself does not hold accordingly. Kiyas Rabbi Yitzchak Tani Gedetnan. Rabbi Yehuda Oimer Eino Chayev El Mishum Ha'em Bilvad. When Rabbi Yitzchak came from Eretz Yisrael to Babylonia, he taught a Braita, as we learned in the Mishnah. Rabbi Yehuda says, one who engages in intercourse with his mother, who is also his father's wife, is liable to bring only one sin offering, due to the fact that she is his mother, whether or not her marriage to his father was legitimate. V'taima mai amar Abaye de'amar kra im hi mishum imoyat v'chayvoy yata mechayva mishum meshasav. The Gemara asks, and what is the reason for this? Abaye says, it is because the verse states, the nakedness of your father and the nakedness of your mother you shall not uncover. She is your mother. You shall not uncover her nakedness. Leviticus 18, verse 7. Rabbi Yehuda derives this. verse from "You shall render him liable due to the fact that she is his mother, but you shall not render him liable to bring another sin offering due to the fact that she is his father's wife." Elamiat ervas eshes avicha lo yisigale ervas avicha hi mishum eshes av at mechayvoi v'at mechayve mishum imoim. The Gemara asks, if that is so, it should be derived from the verse, "The nakedness of your father's wife you shall not uncover, it is your father's nakedness." Leviticus 18:8. That you shall render him liable due to the fact that she is his father's wife, but you shall not render him liable due to the fact that she is his mother. Ela imoi shehi eshes aviv kahacha mimayat le hashta imo shein eshes aviv mechayev eshes aviv sheina imo mechayev imo shehi eshes aviv lo mechayev klal. But if so, with regard to one's mother, who is his father's wife, it is found that the verse stands, meaning it is written here with regard to intercourse with one's mother and excludes liability due to the fact that she is his father's wife, and stands there with regard to intercourse with one's father's wife and excludes liability due to the fact that she is his mother. The result now is that for his mother, who is not his father's wife, he is rendered liable, and for his father's wife, who is not his mother, he is rendered liable, but for his mother, who is his father's wife, he is not rendered liable at all, which seems absurd. V'sura bononami haketiv imchahi ela ahumi baele likidrav shesha bered ravidi v'rab Yehuda nami ahumi baele likidrav shesha bered ravidi. And furthermore, according to the rabbis, too, who disagree with Rabbi Yehuda and hold that one who engages in intercourse with his mother, who is married to his father, is liable to bring two sin offerings. Isn't the verse, "She is your mother," written? Meaning, how do they explain this verse? Rather, that phrase is necessary for the halacha derived from it by Rav Shisha, son of Rav Edi, as the Gemara will soon explain, 54a. Therefore, according to Rav Yehuda as well, that phrase is necessary for the halacha derived by Rav Shisha, son of Rav Edi, and Rav Yehuda's opinion in the Mishnah cannot be derived from it. Ela Amar Bacham Breda Ika Amar Kra Ervata Mishum Erva Achat Ata Mechayvo Yeta Mechayvo Mishum Shter Arayot. Rather, Acha, son of Ika, says that there is a different source for Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. The verse states, "You shall not uncover her nakedness," in the singular form, from which it is derived that you shall render him liable for one forbidden sexual relationship, but you shall not render him liable for two types of forbidden sexual relationships. Ermiato Ervas kaloscha lo yisigale eshes bincha hi lo yisigale ervaso achanam mishum erva achat ata mechayvo v'ata mechayvo mishum shte arayois. The Gemara asks, if that is so, then from the verse, "You shall not uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law, she is your son's wife, you shall not uncover her nakedness," Leviticus 18:15, should it also be derived that you shall render him liable for one forbidden sexual relationship, but you shall not render him liable for two types of forbidden sexual relationships? V'atanan haba'al kalosoi chayv aleh mishum kalosoi mishum eshes ish ben lechayv beno ben nachal mitet beno v'lo palig Rab Yehuda. But didn't we learn in the Mishnah, one who engages in intercourse with his daughter-in-law is liable to bring 2 sin offerings for his intercourse with her, one due to the prohibition against engaging in intercourse with one's daughter-in-law, and one to the prohibition against engaging in intercourse with a married woman. The former liability applies both during his son's lifetime and after his son's death, and Rabbi Yehuda does not dispute this halacha. Ela kevan nechad gufahu afal gav yitzrei sureninu ketiv ervata achanami kevan nechad gufahu afal gav yitzrei sureninu ketiv ervata. Rather, it must be explained that since the daughter-in-law has one body, although engaging in intercourse with her involves 2 prohibitions, the term nakedness is in the singular is written here too with regard to one's father's wife. Since she has one body, although there are 2 prohibitions, the term her nakedness is written. Ela amarove kasav Rav Yehuda erat avicha zo eshet avicha u'maiti la v'gzera shava. Rather, Rava says that there is an alternative source for Rabbi Yehuda's opinion. Rabbi Yehuda holds that concerning the meaning of the phrase the nakedness of your father, this is referring to your father's wife, and he derives this interpretation by means of a verbal analogy from the verse, and the man who lies with his father's wife, he has uncovered his father's nakedness. Leviticus 20:11. Umashma ben eshes aviv, she imoy ben eshes aviv sheina imoy sheina eshes aviv binayin, tamid lo ima elvas imcha lo tigale imcha hi, mishum imo ata mechayvo v'iyata mechayvo mishum eshet aviv. And the Torah indicates that she is forbidden, whether she is his father's wife who is his mother, or whether she is his father's wife who is not his mother. From where is it derived? That one who engages in intercourse with his mother who is not his father's wife is liable. The verse states subsequently, the nakedness of your mother you shall not uncover. And from the ensuing phrase, she is your mother, it is derived that in a case where his mother is also his father's wife, you shall render him liable due to the fact that she is his mother, but you shall not render him liable due to the fact that she is his father's wife.